think we're live. Yeah, I think we're live. That's good. That's cool and good. We're taking more than 2 Tylenol. Holy fuck. Ow. Alright. So I know we have Beefcake. I'm not sure if we have anybody other than Beefcake. And then the... Get out of here. Get out of here. Relic, thank you for coming by the stream, my friend. We're not going to be as live, or we're not going to be live for as long as normal today. I went disc golfing with a friend this morning, and it has turned my back into some type of painful type of glue. And so we have Beefcake's makeup stream to do, and then after that I'm going to be lying in the fetal position for quite a long time. What's up, Rukak? Shinjitiru, thank you for coming to the stream, my friend. Oh, Krab, you're going today too. Alright, then we're doing yours too. I knew there was some other one. I knew there was some number of makeups that I had forgotten about, and I remembered Beefcake's. Me when I hate. What's up, Keeney? Yo, disc golfing, Maul, you are becoming my favorite streamer / content creator. Yeah, hey, listen, disc golfing, probably not going to go on the docket consistently, because I am in so much fucking pain right now. Beefcake, I'm about to say terrible words to you, and it's not your fault. It's the fault of a little plastic frisbee that made me throw my back out trying to go catch it. What's up, Zilla? What's up, Alec, man? We're going to take an extra Tylenol, and we're going to start sipping this coffee. Fargo, I'm not sick. My back is just really fucked up right now, so I'm just in a lot of pain. What's up, Exicus? Oh, hell yeah. That's awesome, Dr. Lupo. Great fucking guy. Let's take that moment. You can hear it on me. Fuck that. 1 second. What's up, guys, girls, and goons? Welcome to the stream. Shout out to my goat, Dr. Lupo. Another thing we need to plug, Nick Please's Magic the Gathering charity event. You're going to have an opportunity to, I believe, purchase, raffle, or otherwise bid on games with your favorite content creators, of which I am one. I have no idea if my pod is by myself or if I'm in a pod with other people, but what I do know is that the stream event is happening this Friday. I do know there's a link I'm supposed to plug, and I do know that I don't fucking have it on me. So give me 1 second. I'm going to tap into the charity Discord and find the link I'm supposed to be plugging. Here we go. Here we go. All right. So this is a bit.ly event to bid on the pod with me and my girlfriend, Z-Main Character, and there's going to be a live event stream this Friday at 10 a.m. Pacific on this Twitch page. So make sure you're following them. Make sure you come by that event at 10 a.m. PST, and make sure you use the bit.ly link if you want a chance to play some Commander with me and my girlfriend, Z-Main Character. Sire, yes. It is that cool. Z-Main Character is my partner. Alec, man, don't worry about it. It's the holidays. I totally get that you're like, people are not going to have as much time for the internet stuff as they normally have. Don't worry about it. We're good. The fact that you stop in and the fact that you chat means you support me more than most people do already. That is more than enough. Nell Brolius. First time, I need to learn how to get you to tell me why my Narset deck is so mid. Yeah, so let's talk about how the roasts are going to go for next month before we start the roast for this month. I also just woke up. Like, I got back from disc golfing. I took a bunch of pain meds and I went to sleep. So some of the some of the offness to my voice is because I have sleepy voice, and not just from the pain. Oh, what's up, Spellbreaker? Thank you for coming by the stream. Yeah, okay. Game itself, Saturday the 11th. This Friday is going to be an opportunity, I think, for like final bidding on all the streams. I'm wearing the shades because I'm a cool guy. That's the primary reason I'm wearing the sunglasses, is because I'm a cool guy. The games are not exclusive to members. I believe they're being bid on. It's a charity event that I did not set up. I am just a part of it. And so the way I believe it works is you are bidding for charity. Highest bidder wins the game. Highest bidder gets to play it. And we are raising money for St. Jude's, which is a tremendously good cause. So whatever amount of money you put in is going to a good place. Terrifying Snail, welcome to the stream, my friend. Shout out to your cousin Salubrious. Thank you, D-Man. So on that note, let's talk about how the roasts are going to work next month. I'm going to... We have nothing on this page yet. Okay? I want to be so clear. We have nothing on this page yet. I'm going to post on it. Donating doesn't do anything. That's not how we're doing this. Blood, this is the TikTok guy. What's happening? Donating doesn't do anything. Stompasaurus, thank you for coming by the stream, my friend. What's going to happen is we're going to be setting up a shop post. We're going to be setting up a shop post. There's going to be between 12 and 24 commissions available for purchase. Those commissions are going to be the deck roasts, and it will get you access to the Google form you can use for sign up. For my patrons, the people that have stayed on the $25 and $50 monthly memberships are still going to get first come, first serve access to about the first like half to 3/4 of the available deck roast per month, and then the rest are going to be sold on a per roast basis. My estimation is that these will be a little bit competitive based on the sign up frequency and sign up speed that I have seen from our Patreon supporters so far. All 48 roasts, which we're not increasing the cap at this time, all 48 roasts get filled up in about 36 hours. And for the Ko-Fi roasts, these are going to be available to everybody. I'm probably not even going to have time to plug them. I'm probably not even going to have time to like make a post. Like I will make an announcement in the Discord when they go live. And other than that, that's it. The Ko-Fi price is still going to be $25. The advantage of it being on Ko-Fi and it being a commission is now you don't have to pay. If all you want is a roast, you don't have to pay to maybe not get one. Right now, if you're on the $25 tier and you don't get a roast, like, it sucks. And so if your primary interest is I want to do this one-off support, I want to do this one-off monetary support to get this thing from you, this will be a way to either for sure get it or for sure not get it. Will the availability be consistent, like same day, time, all the time? For this first month, it's probably going to be scuffed, but what I'm going to do is this month, I'm going to set the date that roasts become purchasable on Ko-Fi, and that's going to be the same every month. And so I'm not sure what day it's going to be this month. I'm probably going to pick... Everybody get the fuck out of my face. I'm probably going to pick a weekend day. So I would estimate that on the 4th or the 5th is when these are going to become available for purchase. And we will say month to month, they are always going to become available for purchase that same time on the 4th or 5th. So even if the first month is a little scuffed for you, you can set your clock by it for the next month. Oh, D-Man, thank you so much, my friend. Rant about the honey scam, if you know about it. Yeah, give me 1 second on that. And then... Scheming guide, I've played against you. I have not roasted you yet. Raven, I'm doing... Raven, we're kind of struggling today. My back is in a really bad place, so we are thugging it out with the hangover shades. Elikman, I don't know. Let me send a message to my editor right now. Or not my editor. Let me send a message to my manager. Okay, I've sent them a message. How do I feel about Evelyn the Covetous, just like in general as a commander? I mean, I know they're theft, and the most important thing about theft is that theft is fucking awesome. Theft is always very cool. Tie that to the roast command. Oh, God bless you, Troper. Even if I don't technically believe in him. Maul's back is in a really bad place, the front. Maul, did you break the back machine with your pure strength? So I did when I was in college, and I did when I was training post-collegiately to try to make the Olympics for rowing. I failed, all right? Nobody gassed me up. Nobody glazed me too hard right now. I failed. I failed spectacularly. But I broke it with power in college and post-collegiately. Today, I fucked it up learning how to disc golf. Which is just as, I want everyone to be so clear, that is just as impressive as being an Olympic hopeful. Is being a 29-year-old trying to figure out how to disc golf. That is the same shit. Okay? Let's be clear on that. That is the same soup, different bowl. Let's go to roast. Let's edit this. Well, clearly the issue wasn't back strength. Balding mullet mad Jack on my screen right now. Vein sick. Who fucking raised you, dude? What convinced you to string together that list of elementary insults in my goddamn face like that? Oh no, I didn't, Troper, I didn't even review it. That shit is live right now. That shit is live. Alright, so when Evelyn the Covetous or another vampire ETBs, exile the top card of each player's library with a collection counter on it. Once per turn, you may play a card from exile with a collection counter on it. If it was exiled by an ability you controlled, and you may spend mana as though it were any color to cast it. I fuck with this. I think it's been power crept by a lot of other theft decks in the space. I think So the two places to go with Evelyn the Covetous are, you are either flicking Evelyn in and out of the battlefield forever, or you are playing every vampire ever. Like, it's either the Twilight movies or it is Evelyn the Covetous lives in a bouncy house. Those are the two directions you can go. And this was printed 2 years ago. That's basically a decade. And so the fact that we are just randomly hitting everybody's library, we're probably, like, the best thing about this card land drops are secured. Land drops are secured when we play this card. The real downside is this is what I'm gonna call I need a like pithy term for this, but the distinction that I'm gonna make is Atali theft versus Evelyn theft, where Atali theft, you just get it. You just get it immediately. Evelyn, you still have to pay it, and you get your colors fixed, so you don't need to worry about, you know, having the same sort of mana fixing. Atali just says, fuck you, I have it now. And in Commander, there's a meaningful downside to abilities like this not having green. Moonstalker got ahead of the bit. I was immediately going to bring up Gonti, who is going to cost reduce you, is in green, so you can ramp to cast all these stolen spells, and does not care about a creature type, so you can be a little bit more creative in the ways you enable it. Thank you, Galadeshi. Much love to you too. Yeah, guys, this is like Atali just walks into your house and says, this is mine now. Evelyn is taking items out of your shopping cart, but still has to go pay for them at checkout. Atali's just fucking carjacking you after you go shopping at the Costco. So I think it's fun. I think it is difficult to balance theft payoffs plus vampires plus ramp, because you need all three of those for this type of shopping cart theft to work. If you don't have ramp, honest to goodness chance, all of the things you steal are going to be useless. Like, you're just coming up with 18 pounds of turmeric and only 1 bag of rice, and then you don't have dinner. I just want to play Paco and Haldan without being shot into the sun. Yeah, I mean, no. I don't even need to see the other guy, no. Exile everything and just dump 1/1 counters onto the Gruul card? No. No, into the sun with you. Straight into the fucking sun. What are you talking about? Without being shot. I'm mistaking you for a deer on purpose. I'm Dick Cheneying your ass. Haldan's blue? Yeah, no. Let's be for real. Let's be for real. Don't play with me like this. Hunter or something, thank you for the Twitch follow. Welcome to Doghouse, my friend. We crossed 10,000 followers off stream. We got within 10 followers of it on yesterday's stream, and then we had the missing 10 follow us last night. So that means I'm not actually going to show whole on stream anymore like I promised I was, because that was contingent on us passing 10K while live on stream. Wait till he reads it, LMAO. Matthew, are you talking about Haldan? Or are you talking about something? Did I miss something in YouTube chat? This is actually the more normal part, but giving them access to blue is fucked. Maul, is Arabella viable to play against anyone that's been playing MTG for more than 1 minute, or am I just going to get nuked every time? So Arabella has an interesting difficulty curve. If we've ever seen... Have you guys seen the IQ standard deviation meme? Because that's kind of how this plays. Can I open this with paint? Yeah. Can I get a single other pixel on this fucking thing? Can I get one more pixel on this, my friend? Okay. So this is the curve of playing with Arabella. Jordan Day, thank you for the Twitch. Thank you for becoming a member on YouTube. Welcome to the dog home, my friend. I appreciate that generosity. So this is the curve of playing against people with Arabella, because what she does, she deals X damage to everybody and you gain X life, where X is the number of creatures you control with power 2 or less. This is a number that it's really, really easy to count up. You can tally this up very quickly, and it's also very easy to project, if you are really familiar with Magic, how many they could possibly get to. Because if you're playing Arabella, you are probably playing something that gives you 1 token every turn. You're probably making 1 to 2 tokens every turn, and based on the amount of mana you have open, we can guess maybe they have Mondrak in their hand. Maybe they're going to put 1 token doubler into play next turn, and they're going to go from 2 tokens to 4. Maybe you're doing a Heir Apparent deck. But even then, if I can count how many Heir Apparents you currently have and how much mana you have open, I can see how many Heir Apparents you're going to get to. So if you actually know something about Magic, you can do the math and figure out, okay, how quickly do I need to interact with this Arabella player? Maybe sometimes you get caught lacking by a Thrumming Stone, but then you just need to know whose phone number to delete from your contact list. The people that are never going to let you cook at all with Arabella are the people who have played just enough Magic to know that token players do crazy shit, but not enough Magic to know how. And so they're not going to react appropriately. These players in the middle of the curve, they have been these players who just started playing Commander, and they got hit with the Heir Apparent Thrumming Stone combo once, and they went, oh, Arabella's the strongest commander ever. And so they turn into these people until they play enough games and they see, we're just gonna go full Monty, and they see Toxic Deluge remove the Arabella player from life enough times to go, oh, it's not that scary. So that's how Arabella goes. So you can get away with it with people that have played multiple games of Magic. What you can't get away with is playing it against people that have played a couple intense games of Magic. Oh, in Brawl, she's fucked up because 1v1, like 1v1's just a different format. People, like, Brawl is way closer to 60 card than it is to Commander. And so people trying to bridge the gap in Brawl by saying, oh, I have this Commander, that's what my deck is about. You're just playing a 1v1, anything goes, beat everybody to death as quickly as possible deck. And Boros aggro, pretty good. I have an 8th card in my hand that is 2 mana and is a very good aggro piece. That's super good. So yeah, 1v1 she almost always clears. Would y'all be willing to review a modern deck that I'm brewing? I'm looking for some feedback as to what I should add, drop from it. Hunter, We're not going to do it on stream. What I will recommend to you is joining our Discord. We have a deck help section. We don't have a ton of modern players in the Discord, but we have a couple, and they can help you. Kasha95, thank you for the tier 1 Twitch sub for 6 months, my friend. I appreciate that, my friend. Welcome to the dog home. And Calamity, thank you for the 9th month in a row. Our child is finally due. What's up, Danny? Thank you for reporting for Goondi. Today's bad, dude. My back is fucked. My back is fucked hard, but we're going to get through today's stream. We're going to sleep. We're probably going to cry about it a little bit. We'll be good. What's happening, Kilroy? Mauled at normal volume for a quarter second is so funny for no reason. God damn it. If I redeem a rant, would you be able to rant about a pre-con list and how you would go about making it not suck dick and balls? I'm going to say not today. I want to get into the deck roasting because even though we are doing the normal vamping, I do not have the spiritual durability to go super far today. So I wanna try to make the shit today nice, but it's gonna be nice and it's gonna be concise. And then I am going to lay on a pile of pillows made to look a little bit like a terracotta Minecraft village and hope that that presses my spine into the correct position. So the people we've got today, I know we've got Beefcake, I know we've got Dr. Krab. Dr. Krab, are we doing... Is this your November deck? No, this can't be because I've seen Keurig. Krab, which deck are we doing for you? The December one. Okay. So we're going to do Beefcake's November deck, and we're going to do Krab's December deck. Let me grab each of those really quick. Oh, I've definitely fucked this up, so we're going to have to... We're going to have like 18 Chrome tabs open. If my computer catches on fire, I'm fine. That is fine. Okay. How do you submit a deck for roasting? Dragon Master, it's going to be through my Ko-Fi page. The commissions are going to drop sometime this weekend. There will be additional announcements from me on my YouTube community tab and on my Discord leading up to it about when you can buy them. But they're going to be a $25 commission, and they're going to be limited stock. So without further ado, if you've not been to one of these streams previously, my patrons send me a primer, a deck list, and a power rating. We don't accept 1 through 10 for your power rating because it's wrong and bad. It cannot possibly describe all of the different facets of a commander deck. What can is describing them as silly, spooky, or scary. A rating system originally developed by my friend Danny Phantom EXE, which is a measure of how ominous your deck's turns are to anybody that is familiar with Magic the Gathering. Your primer is what you think the deck does or what you hope it will do. I'm going to pause for a second. I'm going to share the Ko-fi link. And be so clear, donating right now has nothing to do with the roasting. There will be a shop page. There will be a commissions thing to buy that is $25. If you donate $25 now, donate whatever now, doesn't matter. I appreciate it very much, but I don't want anybody to feel baited and switched. Calamity, thank you for gifting the 5 tier 1 Twitch subs. Welcome to back to dog heaven, my friend. And Valorant, thank you for paying my rent. We get 1 from Valorant. Thank you, Calamity. All right. So we're going to be judging people mostly off their primer. If you tell me you want to do terrible, mean, no good things and that's what I see, I'll give you a pat on the back before I call the cops. If You tell me that you want everybody to have a good time, and I see a turn 2 infinite combo or some sort of stacks lock, I'm gonna have a conversation with you. Top Banana Splat, thank you for the Twitch follow. Welcome to the doghouse, my friend. Without further ado, let's get to Beefcake's deck. Beefcake, please sound off if you aren't here. We're going to get into Beefcake's spooky deck, who they have asked for Foghorn Maldhorn. All right. I said. Yeah, Rukak, let me check in with you after these first two. I said. If this voice makes anybody a little uncomfortable, that is too goddamn bad. Because this was Beefcake's express request when they put it in this deck roast. So let's see what they got. It's a spooky deck. First of all, mommy. With that said, the goal here is pretty straightforward. Voltron. There's various ways to make it unblockable and beefy, and quite a few upkeep triggers to make our toxic relationship everybody's problem. This is only my second ever deck with blue and my first time running counter spells, as well as ways to bounce her to avoid the authorities. I've yet to deck myself, but the possibility certainly exists. Update. I've decked myself half of my games with this, the other half it did absolutely nothing. Lamau. So Obeka, Splitter of Seconds. 2/5 with menace. Whenever she deals combat damage to a player, you punch that many upkeep steps out of them. So she's turning your opponents into piñatas made out of morning meditation sessions. Gifts for wife. This is an appropriate number of gifts for your wife. Got Aether Tunnel, Basilisk Collar, Brotherhood Regalia, Cloak of Mists, Colossus Hammer, Darksteel Plate, Eel Umbra, Explorer's Scope, Hammer of Nazan, Loxodon Warhammer, Mask of Riddles, Sticky Fingers, Tarian Soul Cleaver, Key to the Vault, Reva Cleaver, Tillanali's Crown, Trailblazer's Boots, Whisper Silk Cloak. Okay, so your first mistake is she is a muscle mommy. That said, she should almost never be winning via commander damage unless you consider her to just be a 2/5 with menace. If you are so enraptured by those thick thighs and those wonderful buys, and I understand why you are, then this is a Voltron commander. Otherwise, the sheer power you can unlock with additional upkeep steps in this game is so outrageous that attempting to build up to 21 damage, they've died 15 upkeeps ago. And so some things like the Hammer of, indestructible, sure, but the Loxodon Warhammer +3/+0 trample lifelink, it's a nice hammer. Colossus Hammer, also a very nice hammer. However, we are not in the colors that are particularly good at cheating when this gets equipped. And so if we are playing for, we need to pay the full price to equip this, we are in trouble. We can get, like, let me tell you something about Grixis, okay? Let me tell you something on a personal level. About Grixis. Grixis, not actually that big on owning items. I'll tell you what Grixis is incredibly good at is snorting crack cocaine. And I'll need to find better versions of this because this is obviously a board-wide one. But Grixis is really good at saying at instant speed, I'm going to get really big for a little bit. And then I'm going to calm down. Once I run out of snuff, I'm gonna calm down a bit. And so if you have Obeka immediately trying to shower her in gifts is going to make everybody else at the table feel very self-conscious that they don't buy their wife things that are as nice. And so therefore, they will shoot her in the chest 47 times. I've seen it happen. I've been at the scene of the crime. Hell, I've held the gun playing against Dr. Lupo's Obeka deck. That deck is a piece of shit. So let me talk to you a little bit about politics. About politics and why the other two games is done nothing. It's because if you want to make her big through Voltron, you are playing with an open hand, which is the last thing in the world Grixis wants to do. Grixis wants to lie, manipulate, scheme, bamboozle, and otherwise obfuscate every element of their game plan until you can point at somebody and say, shit yourself. Once we can do that, which I'm presuming you have the additional upkeep triggers necessary to make that happen, you're good. But if you play Loxodon Warham, like what we can't do is we can't make the children start counting. If we force the children to start counting, much like the average high schooler nowadays, they're gonna get angry. They're gonna get angry because adding three to 2 and then trying to count that many upkeeps, that is less interesting than watching Subway Surfers. And because it's less interesting than a Subway Surfers video, it's going to make them react with gunfire. We must be careful about that. We must be careful about the gunfire. And so, as a matter of course, although I do agree with the aesthetic of I'm going to give my wife Obeka all of these wonderful gifts, I believe you should introduce your wife Obeka to hard drugs. I think you should introduce your wife to incredibly hard drugs, and those should be your gifts to her. Because we can still get the Voltron aspect. I need you to antagonize your wife, Beefcake. Not a sentence I thought I would be saying ever. Certainly not in the context of this stream. But I need you to antagonize your wife. I need you, and you don't have to do this to her, but you and your wife need to nurture hatred towards the table. Look at this, 1 mana. You and your wife need to be barging in uninvited on other people. This is gonna get worse before it gets better, huh? You and your wife need to have some bloodlust. Because the payoffs turn your wife inside out. Oh, God. Oh my Lord. They're not wrong, though. They're not wrong. So overwhelmingly, sight unseen of whatever your upkeep payoffs are, it will both be more explosive and it will be more reliable to just swing your 2/5 and then buff them after the fact, after they get through. You can keep some of the things that are making them unblockable if you're having a lot of trouble getting through, but I think if it's in here for damage purposes or like Explorer's Scope, if it's in here for either damage or to provide some additional type of card advantage, we got to get it the fuck up out of here. And you just replace it. Yeah, Beefcake, simply consider how much your wife would appreciate some monstrous blow. What the fuck, Dungeon Masters Consortiums? Nazi, I don't think we've set up a Clips channel on the Discord, no. Brute Force, good. Really anything from here. Anything, whatever the biggest ones are. Yeah, Team Your Battle Rage is another old standby. Gains double strike. if you combine this with, if you turn your wife inside out and send her into a battle rage, she will kill everybody. She will kill the entire table immediately. So let's see what your payoffs are. Gifts from us. Beginning of upkeep, draw a card, lose a life. Beginning of upkeep, lose 3 life. Or if we're the monarch, lose 6 life unless they discard 2. Mill. Yeah, all the courts work. Descent into Avernus in case you just want to fucking die. Shrine of Burning Rage. I think this is a Scryfall honorable mention. I don't think this is a card anybody should be playing in a commander deck outside of maybe Red Storm. It's very cute. My thing is, if we compare this to any of the courts, this is for each upkeep we get to deal 1 damage to 1 player. So it caps out at 40. Best case scenario, we can deal 40 damage to 1 person. Drawing any of these, any of the courts, is going to be significantly better than the Shrine of Burning Rage, although the Shrine of Burning Rage is a tremendous example of your dedication to Scryfalling for your hot wife, and I do respect that. You got to get this shit out pronto. You got to cut this shit right now. I don't know why we're group hugging. I don't know why in the middle of the field of battle we are providing medical assistance to these dickhead blue players that are going to try to stop you, but we got to get this shit out right now. We are not in the business of handing out asymmetrical benefits. This is not a polyamorous relationship. This is not an orgy. This is you and your hot wife stunting on everybody else. We are not letting everybody draw cards. We are letting us draw cards, and if we get infinite upkeeps, we are decking them. As Foretold is fine, that's cute. Phyrexian Arena, sure. Replicating Ring, sure. Yeah, Tamio's Journal, sure. This is heroin. We want to do cocaine. If you do heroin with your wife, you are liable to just die. You're liable to trip too hard and die. And Magic Mirror is definitely, well, first and foremost, how are you ever paying for this? Are you taking out a second mortgage on your family home to purchase heroin to do with your hot wife? Because we got to fix that shit. We got to fix that shit pronto, buddy. I said. Oh, 1 less to cast for each instant and sorcery. Right, yeah, I can read. So it'll probably get cost reduced a little, but I don't think enough that we really want it. Then you have every blue player's first contact with counterspells is honestly one of the cutest things I've ever seen in my life. It's like watching a baby Komodo dragon get set loose on a beach and try to eat the first human baby it sees. Why are we... I think this is... What... Now listen, I understand. As soon as I saw this card, I knew the exact sequence of events that Beefcake was trying to prevent, and they're trying to prevent, presumably, something from killing their commander, either by being double cast or some type of interaction happening where disappearing act, where countering the spell is not sufficient to preserve the commander. If a counter spell is not sufficient to preserve the commander, what are we talking about here? What are we talking about? Can't you just snap instead? What are we talking about here? Like because bounce is also much better for you than a counterspell in general. Just because a counterspell is one-sided. For counterspells, you are trying to stop somebody from laying something new onto the table. With bounce, if they've laid 2 blockers down, this is 1 mana or 2 mana. You remove the blocker, pave the way for Obeka to hit, or you bounce Obeka to hand. You're using less mana, you're getting more use out of it, and depending on Familiar's Ruse is strictly better. If you do want to stay on counterspells, here's a better version of what you're doing. What's up, Samuel? What in the sweet loving fuck is Expansion Explosion doing in this deck? What in God's green earth are you expanding on? Your argument is no. You do not need to expand upon that. Please, where are the nuts? It's their second time playing blue. I said. So the thing about Candlestick, right? The thing about a lot of these being cantrips is they're not great for digging. They're great for you know what these are great for? Land drops. That's really about it. Digging for land drops. Right now, you got about 5 cards in this deck that matter. Maybe it's 6. You got the 5 quartz and you got one of these things that makes them unblockable. Those are the cards that matter in this deck. And rather than play Call Off Mana Draft Chaff, I would really recommend taking your wife on a vacation. Taking her on a nice trip to one of her favorite shows. To play around a Wheel of Fortune. In general, if you don't want to run tutors, if you do not want to run tutors and you have a number of things in your deck that are highly important, you want to be wheeling to them. You want to be doing the non-consensual mulligan. This is real as hell. Shoot them all in the chest. They deserve it. Tyler Smith is going to be done through the Ko-Fi page. See, like this is... I'm going to figure out how to refund you. I swear to God. We're going to figure this out. It's going to be a commission on the Ko-Fi page. It's going to be a $25 purchase you can do that I'm going to post this weekend. So I think in general, we've gotten really enraptured with the aesthetic of what we want to have going on, and we've not gotten very enraptured with what our actual outs are. And that's always the toughest part of building a thematic deck, is marrying this deck is cool in the way I want it to be cool, and this deck wins at Magic in the way I want it to win at Magic. And right now I think it is cool and exactly the way you want it to be, and that has made it very, very volatile. Because your relationship with Obeka is now based entirely on the quality of Christmas present you are giving her. And I don't know if any of you all have been in a relationship like that, where the love and devotion and number of heads your wife will kick in for you is based entirely on how good the bauble you got her recently was. It's not a good time. You got to get the fuck up out of that relationship. And so the cuts I would recommend, I would say Tilanali's Crown, Sticky Fingers, Mask of Riddles, Loxodon Warhammer, Explorer's Scope, Eel Umbra, Colossus Hammer, and I would start there. We gotta launch Stormfist Crusader straight into the fucking sun right now. Then I would get rid of Magic Mirror. I would get rid of Candlestick. I would get rid of Case the Joint. I don't think we care that much. The only time in which we care about what's on top of each player's library is after we have cast Plog and Nasari, baby. Guess what we doing? Guess what we doing with our upkeeps? We are making everybody else make decisions. It is not enough that we have 15 upkeep triggers to resolve. We must force the table's hand in participating in our lovemaking session with our wife. They need to watch. They need to watch, and they need to rate us on a rubric. So let's see how it plays right now. Good, no lands, didn't need them. That's our free mulligan. Good, all lands, we need them. Yeah, we'll play this. Nobody's gonna freak out. Nobody would freak out just with a raw as foretold. Say turn 5 probably doesn't hit. She bounces off. She bounces off something. Alright, now we have a removal spell. So we can kill something. We can kill something. Look at the top card. That doesn't get to go to hand. We punch 2 upkeep counters onto As Foretold, but we have nothing to cast. We run this shit again. We don't get to draw it. And As Foretold here, it could be 1,000,000. It could be 1,000,000, and it truly does not matter. Because right now we've only got the 5 payoffs that really matter. We've only got the courts and, well, Descent into Avernus too. That does make me happy. Because everything that is not these 6 cards is only meant to help us draw into those 6 cards. Which is a very, very unlikely premise to build the commander deck around. We'll keep this, fuck it. See, now we could play the Reaver Cleaver if we wanted everybody at the table to shit themselves and then shit our pants immediately off. We draw extra. Turn 5. So we have Disappearing Act, which we don't really want to use at present moment. We have Tamio's Journal, which I don't really want to use because I think it gets us killed. I think it gets us shot square in the eyeballs. So we could Tarian Soul Cleaver. Now we only have one removal spell, so at best we're getting this to a 3/6. Overwhelmingly, this deck strikes me as a deck that is attempting to convince a bear not to eat it. It's not actually focused on doing the things that matter in order to beat the bear in combat, but it's focused on looking really, really large, playing a lot of individual permanents that are very, very intimidating if everything goes right. But because we have so many different things that all need to go right, it's very unlikely that any one of them do. And then the bear eats us. And then it's turn 10. We got Court of Ambition this game. So turn 9. Turn 9 or maybe turn 7 if nobody shot off Phyrexian Arena. We could have gotten the Court of Ambition down and then made it happen. So I'm going to recommend overwhelmingly for your draw. We gotta wheel the absolute fuck out of these people. We have to strap them to the wheel, and we need to wheel our decks because you have the tools. You have the tools to make it work, but we need to get to them. And if you don't get to them, then the deck totally fails to function. And if we, more importantly, do not get to one of the things that actually converts to winning the game, holy fuck, are we in trouble. So I would non-consensually mulligan these people as many times as you can up until the moment they take your fucking toenails off. So that's Jace's Archivist, it's Windfall, it's Wheel of Misfortune, Magus of the Wheel. Hell, you probably don't want this one because once you get the things you like, you want to keep them. But if you wanted to make everybody lose their goddamn mind, you could put in a Teferi's Puzzle Box. You could put in the Bald Man's Rubik's Cube. There we go. So this is your this is your card draw section. Okafrotar, yeah, you can just watch the VOD back and that will catalog, because we don't keep like a running list of every add and cut we suggest, but you can go back and check on them in the VOD. Suggestion: Ring of Valkis to replace one of these hammers. Oh, this might be. I see it. This right here might be the only single damaging equipment I allow you to keep in this deck. This is your wedding ring, Beefcake. This is the only piece of jewelry your wife needs from you. And now, finally, you don't have to do this. Right now, it seems like your plan is something akin to, I'm going to buy my wife a gun and then we're going to shoot up the local courthouse after renewing our vows. That's the vibe I'm getting from this couple at the moment. The other really strong mechanic you can use instead of the courts for your payoffs is anything that says initiative on it. Venturing into the Undercity is impeccably powerful. So where the hell can I get a... There we go. Thank you. So moving into the Undercity is incredibly good for you because on your upkeep you venture further in, and so this gives you a more deterministic way to win the game, where if nothing else, if you just have a million upkeep triggers doing trap over and over and over again, you can burn the table out. You need 24 upkeeps. 24 upkeeps, you can kill everybody at the table from the starting life total. And Throne of the Dead 3, if you have any other creatures in the deck, which do you have 5 creatures in this fucking deck. Wait a minute. I thought something was off. I thought a little something was off. This is a motherfucking ghost town. So maybe get one blocker. It might be worth your while to invest in one fucking bodyguard for this deck. Who even Niv Mizzet? Holy shit. So we have my hot wife, the dragon, the Stormfist Crusader, who we are launching into the sun, and then Phyrexian Arena with a dick, and then another Phyrexian Arena, kind of. So I'd really recommend other creatures. I'd recommend Plog and Nasari if you just want to make everybody super mad. If you just want to make your entire table grit their teeth, have the veins stand out on their forehead, Plog and Nasari are really going to get it done for you. But let's put you on the personality matrix. Beefcake, I think you'll find yourself at home right about here. The bit you've chosen, I believe, is you looked at the art and you said, oh my god, she's so strong, she's so sexy, she's so powerful, she deserves a really big hammer. And you're correct that she deserves it, but it's not what she benefits from. And being a good partner is about giving your partner what they need, helping them grow, helping them establish 400 upkeeps in which they can rob the entire table blind and kill them with drain damage. And not just about giving them what's comfortable. Not just about giving them the old backdoor reach around, as nice as it is. Then the final rec that I think I've missed is Chronozoa. Don't do this. I'll mail a brick to your bedroom. This is like Blue Scute Swarm. I will mail a brick to your bedroom, Beefcake. Do not put this in your deck. I'm begging you. We have given you a number of positive inclusions. We have given you a number of positive inclusions that are going to improve the function of your deck and improve the fun of your Commander games. Please, please do not put Anthrax in the deck. I am begging you. I am begging you to not put Anthrax in your Commander deck. Inspiring Refrain is also good. I kind of view Suspend. I've used Suspend in the same vein that I do a lot of these Voltron equipments, where we're making people count, and as soon as you make people count, you're going to make them really fucking angry, and then they're going to start acting unwise really quickly. But Beefcake, that's going to be it for your deck. We had another. I don't think Exalted's gonna be nice. I think that's gonna be. I think Exalted's gonna be another like bridge too far. It's gonna be another sort of like sub synergy we need to set up. Decks are at their happiest when they're only trying to do like one or two things. It is also in the wrong colors, but I'm not even gonna check. What about mechanized production? It's not bad. It's just kind of... Mechanized production feels kind of lame in this deck. Mechanized production feels like trying to win the World Cup through, like, fouls. Hell yeah, Beefcake. I hope you enjoyed. Less weapons, more drugs. I do love her, and I love the energy that you brought to the deck. I just don't think that energy translates one-to-one with the cardboard that's best for the deck. We've got a drink water redeem. I will echo what Spellbreaker said about Keen Duelist. This could kind of kill you if your deck's not full of honkers, though. I will echo Court of Embereth. Zilla, we're probably going to play League again tomorrow, depending on how my back heals today. But let's move on to Krab's December deck. This is part of Krab's ongoing saga of trying to give me a stroke live on stream, where they are building and submitting a bunch of monocolor decks where they attempt to build a deck that subverts their color as hard as possible. We saw this with Keurig Group Hug. We saw this with Urza, except it was all persistent petitioners, which did not subvert maybe what blue wants to do, but certainly subverted the types of decks I like to look at. And this month we're getting red. Maul, what would it take to play you in a best of 3 in Smash? I would really just need people to watch the stream. Like the main... Krab, we're going to do one more side before we get into your deck. Because I play Smash Bros. I like the game a lot. I'm not really good at it. My main thing with... I probably wouldn't like playing Wi-Fi very much. The answer to what would it take to get me to stream anything that I already enjoy is literally just, I need to find a way to get people to watch it. And because now that I'm full-time, I have less time. Oh, thank you, Troper. Now that I'm full-time, I have much less time to bullshit just because it's fun. Like the reason I'm playing League is because the stream numbers can hold above 70% of what they are in Magic while playing League. If they couldn't do that, I would be trying to promote those streams more before I went back to them. Yeah, exactly, Reforming One. And the thing is, like, I get it, right? Most of you here, I am very grateful that you all like my stuff enough to watch me live stream, and I like having a good time with you guys. I get that it's tied to the activity. Maybe not 100% for all of you, and some of you enjoy watching me being a goober in multiple activities. But like, I get that it's activity related. That's very normal. The Discord link in your About Me YouTube bio is broken, by the by. Thank you, Jax. I will replace that. So Smash Bros, I've tried streaming it before, and the views were just like so overwhelmingly low that it's probably not worth the investment. Because I'm never gonna be. I don't like Smash Bros enough to try to get good at it. I like Smash Bros just enough to play with items off. If you tell me to go lab a combo, I'm going to vomit in your lap. Which is kind of like the bar you need to cross to get better at Smash Bros. Wolfenstein, oh, thank you so much, my friend. I appreciate that a lot. Whereas like League, I enjoy the process of trying to get better at League of Legends, even though I'm bad. Even though I'm bad at League of Legends, I enjoy the process of playing League. I enjoy the process of trying to improve at League and trying to do better than I did last time. Whereas Smash Bros, I just want to run the ones. If I'm playing you in Smash Bros, I want to pick Diddy Kong or Fox. That says nothing about my sexual tastes. And I just want to hit you a bunch. I just want to put the paws on you, dude. Again, nothing. It does not say a thing. I just want to take out a banana peel, trip you up. I just want to put the monkey hands on you. My thing is just like, I don't like playing any of the human characters. I don't really know why their movesets just aren't satisfying. You know, I just don't get it. But like Sonic, I don't play Sonic. No, the bit. Listen, that was for the bit, but I can't even fuck with Sonic. Dirty, thank you for the Prime sub, my friend. I appreciate those Bezos bucks for the second month in a row. The furry doth protest. Take your fucking sub back. You can't. You can't. No refunds, by the way. Comrade Kurt, thank you for the 14 months at tier 1. I appreciate your ongoing generosity very much. Welcome back to the dog home. Willpower has redeemed a random smasher pass. Let's get that cooking. No. No, I'm sorry. I'm sorry, dude. No. I can't. There are some things I will strap on the aloe vera for. It's not this, man. So MTG question. Which is the hardest to play card selection mechanic, Scry or Surveil? Nightsea, yeah, sorry, I'll do that before we do Krab's Roast. So Scry versus Surveil, I don't think it would be either of the two, because surveilling to me feels really easy. Most of it is, do I want this card next turn? If I don't want this card next turn, I put it away. Neither of them are that difficult to play around once you start playing good decks. I should make that as a point. And that is not to say that anybody that still struggles with Scry and Surveil is necessarily a bad player. But I think that if you're playing bad decks, you can get into a lot of situations where it is questionable whether or not you want the card that's on top of your library in your hand next turn. Once you start playing good decks, and once you start playing good decks in good situations, it is pretty easy to decide, hey, do I need this right now? Explore is different enough. Well, Explore is really just like, you only make a decision if you're surveilling, though. I would say maybe the choice of, not even the choice of when you use a map token is that difficult. Like, I think anything that gives you top deck access, your decisions should not be that difficult. And if you're finding yourself having a lot of trouble making those decisions, you're probably playing a deck that doesn't have a clear enough game plan. Oh, fuck. Beefcake, thank you for 10 additional gifted subs. Bro is an archangel of dog heaven at this point. That is so generous, my man. Thank you so much. Valorant, thank you for the 3 goat. Thank you, Valorant. Thank you, Beefcake more. I appreciate that very much, my man. The beefiest cake in this Twitch channel. And then SBIGO, or SB Yu-Gi-Oh! Thank you for the Twitch Prime sub. Welcome to the dog home, my friend. I mean more consecutive explore and when to let it bin and risk drawing cards versus guaranteed getting counters. Yeah, I'll say the only... Yeah, with multiple instances of explore, I would agree that you have to do some hard decision making there. I would argue Scry is more intensive than Surveil, as the card quality required to keep a card on top for Surveil is a lot harder than the card quality for Scry is. I think I disagree with that, although I'm going to try to parse the language to get to the heart of my disagreement. So you're saying you would keep worse cards on top if you're scrying than if you were like with Surveil. I feel like that is playing decks that can't use the graveyard, which is generally a sign of like the deck's probably not good enough. Are you saying it needs to be a better card to stay on top than it does for Scry? So like you wouldn't keep a bad card on top for Surveil, but you would keep a bad card on top for Scry. I feel like I disagree with that. I can't think of a situation where if a bad card was on top, I would go, oh, well, it's fine for this to go in the graveyard, but I wouldn't want to put this on the bottom of my deck. I feel like in both situations, you'd go, card bad, me no want card go away, me happy, me break them. Surveil and Scry is the same if you can't interact with the graveyard. So if you can interact with the graveyard, the card needs to be better for Surveil than it does for Scry. I'm not talking bad, I'm talking good enough. I still don't agree with you. I agree that there are more outcomes that you need to consider with Scry than Surveil, but I don't think any of those outcomes are complicated enough to make the decision-making process easier. Because if you can interact with the graveyard, then it still just becomes, is this a card I can play next turn? If so, it will stay on top. If this is not a card I can play next turn, that shit is getting yoked. Whether it's graveyard or bottom, whether or not I can get it back later, or whether or not my deck cares about things going into the graveyard. Like I don't think that adds a meaningful level of skill expression. I think Scry is easier because no matter my decision, I don't have to embarrassingly reveal to my opponents the rank garbage I put into my deck. That's the winning answer. That's the winning answer. Scry's easier because there's no shame component. There's no shame component in Scry. You just be like, I'll tuck it. What is it? Don't worry about it. Don't worry about it. You don't need to look at that shit. I've definitely seen some people surveil things into the graveyard and be like, damn, bitch, you live like this? You deck build like this? I'll watch people mill themselves in a brawl game and I will feel sympathy pain in my chest. That, yeah. All right. I agree with that argument, P. Kelly. Okay. Let's look at Krab's deck. Yeah, Surveil is the stronger mechanic. Surveil is for sure the better mechanic. I just don't think they are I don't think you have to be like thinking significantly harder for one than you do for the other. All right, let's look at whatever shithead red deck Dr. Krab made me. I'm gonna be so mad. I'm gonna yell so loudly I herniate a disc. I swear to God. Spooky, comma, scary. I already hate you. Honestly, this isn't much of a twist, but the novelty of a non-black aristocrat deck was too much for me to ignore, so as a Christmas present to you, here's a deck that actually does what the commander wants you to do, albeit off color. It is aristocrats with mono red gobos. Also, I'm really stretching the definition of boy in this one, TBH. Okay. 30. I don't even want to look at the cards. I need to like brace myself. I need to brace myself emotionally for whatever the fuck the good time boy Krab has tagged in this is. So 35 lands. That's reasonable. 35 lands seems fine. 21 goblins. I feel like it can't be classic Krenko. I feel like it has to be maybe the cool Karlov Manor Krenko. It could be the attack trigger Krenko, but I feel like that's not aristocrats. So it's gotta be swagged out Karlov Krenko. 5 sorceries. If I don't see Hellion Eruption, I'm deleting Krab's Moxfield account. I know the owner of Moxfield. It's my dead dad. I'm going to go to his grave and I'm going to have him delete your Moxfield account if I don't see you turning all the goblins into worms. God damn it. That's one strike. That's one strike. Janitorial boys. You are a monster. You are an absolute monster. Accounting boys that are 100% committing tax fraud. Okay, we got mad discounts. Arms dealer boys. Sacrifice creatures, sacrifice creatures, sacrifice creatures. Oh my god. Okay, so on death, I want to take a pause because I'm going to be really mean the whole time we're looking at this deck. I'm going to be really mean because it makes me really mad every time Krab breathes. I do want to point out, I am in love with the visual image of getting a knock on your door, opening it, and finding a sharply dressed goblin with a little briefcase. Very like Riz Gukgak from Dimension 20. Finding him at your front doorstep and him saying, "Excuse me, sir. My cousin, Biz Rukgak, passed away. And we found his will and he left you something. If you'd be keen to receive it now. Is now a good time? Can I come in?" And you let him into your home. And he sits down at your coffee table and he just pulls out a fucking grenade and throws it at you. And then as you're coughing and trying to heal from the arm you've just lost, he throws a second grenade into your bathroom and tears out of the fucking house. I do love, like, that is the Family Guy cutaway that is playing on repeat as I look at this deck list, and I am in love with that. And I just happen to hate everything you stand for otherwise. So these are good. You've nailed the intended vibe. Excellent. Boys that yeet other boys. This makes sense to me to protect Krenko. I question this one. We don't need dementia. We have C4. Boys with the hollow point bullets. Yeah. All right, real of you. Dance Boy is right here, Mauled. Calm down. Here's my thing, Krab, is... See, this curve? Terrible. This curve is blatantly irresponsible. You have an 8 mana spell in here for no reason. I don't even... Oh, and you have Blasphemous Act in here for 9 mana. And we don't have... Like, we don't have anything that's actually going to hold the mana production of this deck and the card advantage of this deck together. Like Apex of Power. Like 10 mana, exile 7, float 10. The perfect card to combo off with the combo that does not exist in this deck, Krab. Have you thought about that? No, you haven't. Because you have dementia. I see your point about Altar of Dementia. This is just in here because it lets me kill a goblin. I don't think you have any trouble killing the goblins. If I was going to make any bet about what this deck can do, blowing its own kneecaps off would be near the top of the list. So I would actually, maybe I'm overestimating that. Maybe I just think, maybe I'm seeing all these death effects and believing that they're all sack outlets. So 1, 2, 3, 3.5, because this is crazy fucking expensive. 4, since that's also kind of pricey. 4.5. 5.5. 6.5. 7.5. 8.5. What the fuck was that? Hold on. I know you don't work for the Secret Lair department. I know you don't work for the Secret Lair department. I'm gonna fucking... I swear to God, bro. I swear to God. We're close. We're this close. I'm right on the edge. You don't want to push me. The worst part is, I love this and hate this. It's very like Borderlands-y to me. It's both 10 out of 10 and a 0 out of 10 at the exact same time to me. Okay, 10.5. 11.5. 12.5. Okay, you know, at 12 to 14 ways, I will say I don't think this is absolutely necessary. I do understand why you put it in, and I don't think it's complete overkill like I did when I first saw it. See you, Dark. Thank you for coming by the stream, my friend. Smart Boys. Are these just things that... Smart Boys is when I go card negative? That's Smart Boys? Your first mistake is that you do not have a responsible real estate plan, like a wasteland full of dead bodies for your goblins to inhabit. I think that goblin decks are incredibly, incredibly vulnerable to running out of cards. They're not decks that benefit greatly from going heavy into card selection. They benefit a lot from going heavy into additional card access, because almost everything in here costs $1 because goblins suck. So I think for your Smart Boys, Horde Master's good. Gutter Dweller's good. Shut the fuck up. But she bad though. Oblivion good. Looting bad. Well, how is this a smart boy? Isn't this just shoot somebody? But I would say, like, Faithless Looting and Thrill of Possibility, you would be better off doing Ren's Resolve. Oh, Monarch. Yeah, Monarch. Okay, good point. You would be better off doing, like, Wild Wasteland and Ren's Resolve. And then after that, you would be better off doing things like Wheels to totally refill your hand. Got Love at 18. Thank you for the Twitch follow. Welcome to the dog house, my friend. Yeah. So I'm down with the court. I'm down with the court now. Speedy boys. Give everything haste. This makes sense. Oh, thank you, Ricardo. I appreciate the kind words, my friend. Let's... You little fucking miscreant. You absolute... No, we're playing this hand. You want to have the fancy... You want to have the fancy-ass, non-basic lands? You want to be tutoring for Soul Ring turn 3? I guess you'll still have plays anyway. Rant19, thank you for the Twitch follow. Welcome to the doghouse, my friend. Okay, so we float the mana. Do we have Arcane Signet? We need this fucking Arcane Signet because we need red. No, we can't. It's not. Oh, my ass, dude. All right, well, we're getting Soul Ring then. This has been a very chill artifact deck. So we're floating. We have 4 mana, but it's all colorless. Pass. We're almost here. Oh, this is gone, by the way. That's gone now. That's dead now. We'll do this. Because if we hit a red... God bless him. Krenko, tap him. Turn 7. We exist only at the table's pleasure. I Krenko again. Krenko dies. I recast him because I have a million colorless mana. We could have swift-footed him as well. We had the mana to boot him up. So this playtest did not work. Hey, wow, look at that. Hey, wow. We're playing the hand, dude. We're playing the hand. This is the true subversion. Is Krab made a monocolor deck that managed to have pip issues. That's how Krab was Shyamalan-ing us. Is this motherfucker managed to make a monocolor deck that couldn't fix its mana. I think these enter tapped. And we would have had to spend our other mana to do it. So turn 4. You are such a bastard. You are such an absolute bastard. Yeah, fuck it, Krenko. Black and green protection, decent. So we can bombard. We can be very ominous. Yeah, let's just make the whole table shit itself. Let's just make the whole table shit itself right now. So now we have ostensibly We have 28 damage worth of goblins to send to the table. What if we made that 56? What if we made that 56 goblins and we just said, hey, 1, 2, 3, 32. What if we just said, hey, these 5 guys die and your entire home explodes because of Pashalik Mons and O'Hare Ashenel? Then Goblin Chirurgan, sure. We'll just make everyone mad right off the jump. God damn this Urza's Saga, dude. Nobody's touching my Surgeon. Then we get a Soul Ring, we get Krenko. So I think this is... I do think you've managed to make the win con different from most of the Krenko decks I've seen, rather than going for the normal like shared animosity, the gang gets racist way to close out the game. I do like that it is, hey, I'm the executor for my grandfather's estate. He left you this bomb. Have a nice day. I do think that out of all the colors, this is the one that manages to subvert the play pattern of the given commander the least. And I think that is that's just like, there's so little shit. There's so little shit you can do with goblins that's different from goblin shit. Because it is still, hey, Krenko's gonna come down. Kill Krenko immediately. Hey, kill him right now. And if you don't, you're all dead. So it has not given me the same level of like mental pain that like Urza or Keurig did. Although I will say it was close with these fuck-ass playtests. I don't know if it's just Moxfield, or I don't know if like the entire internet knows to be on the lookout for you. But these utility lands in a vacuum, all of them make sense, right? In a vacuum, all of them make perfect sense. Real hater shit on this lighthouse, by the way. God bless you for that one. But God, drawing like 3 of them every playtest hurt my soul. Aristocrats is nice. Sitting back, and your boys don't even have to do anything. Your boys just have to die, and you can call the insurance company about it. There is something inherently relaxing about that. Swap a Plaza of Heroes in. Oh yeah, this would be a good land. Proxy it, but this would be a very, very solid land for it. In terms of changes you can make if you ever wanted to play this, rather than just like hold it up in front of me and yell nightmare, 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 I would definitely say doing the exile draw is going to be much better for you than doing the discard draw, because of the goblin deck's aforementioned issues were with like actually going card positive. The rest of it, I think, a pretty fair attempt at a aristocrats deck. I think this could have potential as an aristocrats commander. Junkyard Bronze, thank you for the Twitch follow. Welcome to the doghouse, my friend. I don't think it's absolutely necessary that you switch, especially since I know this deck was made as a hate letter to me. So let's put you... I mean, shit, we all saw the playtest. You can tell me all the math you want to tell me. I'm just gonna replay that fucking playtest where it took us to seven turns to resolve Krenko once. Oh, hold on. What's this? I really want to force Krab to put this in just so that I can make a joke about the goblin birthing canals. I think the problem with this deck, or the problem with this card in this deck, is that the curve doesn't actually want to ladder out very much, and you're not allowed to do equal to or less than. You only have to go up and up and up and up. And so after you sacrifice your 2-mana goblin or your 3-mana goblin, this is like almost a dead card because we only have 6 mana value 1 permanents and very few of them are goblins. So our tokens don't translate very well to fetching 1-mana creatures. Our 1-mana creatures translate pretty well to fetching 2-mana creatures, which can get to 3, which can get to 4 pretty quickly. But this is the only place we have any bread going on. And so I don't think it's a particularly good ad for this deck. And then my brain is held together by Tylenol and string right now. I am going to have to call it here. Rukak, I'm sorry we're not going to be able to get to you today, but we can get to you on Wednesday if you are available then. If you're not available then, reach out to me on Discord. We will get you done sometime this week. Pardon my gut. Thank you very much for the tier 1 Twitch sub for the 2nd month in a row. I appreciate that generosity very, very much. I'm going to go land the fetal position. Let's find somebody to raid. Do we have any of our besties live right now? Oh, the boy Baron is live testing for the RC Portland. We're gonna raid Baron. Hold on, let's think about what the raid message should be. Let's see. I don't think we do anything with the Krenko deck. Get raided on. That's a good one. Old reliable get raided on. Yeah, sack on my gob until I crank. That's what we're gonna do. Baron's with it. That'll be fine. Everybody be nice. I'll be live again tomorrow, hopefully, at noon Pacific. I hope to see you all there. Thank you for the follows, the subs, and for watching along. I hope you all have a good day. Go watch my new long-form YouTube video. And please remember to stay toxic. I love you all very, very much. Have a good night. YouTube, that's going to be it for us since the raid feature does not exist.